I'm going to show you the difference of land clearing with goats versus pigs and why I think pigs are better. But first I got to put up this sign real quick. So in this video, I'll go over fencing for both animals, moving them, land impact, and your desired outcome. Just post that you have security, you're 25% less likely to be targeted. But I'm pretty sure this one is going to have a lot higher percentage because nobody wants to F around and find out. Okay. Here's an area that I just moved some goats to. We have an electric, solar powered net fence. Net works really good for goats. Shirley. Dude, I gotta go turn that on. That just reminded me. That fence is not on right now. But you think it is. The goats do a really good job of clearing brush that is as high as they can reach, and they will stand on their hind legs and get everything for as high as they can on their hind legs. So they're pretty good at doing all of that clearing. Major con to goats is that the fencing needs to be a lot more secure. We've got to do a net with the fence. I'll show you the pig one in a minute. This is a lot harder to move around. It's more pricey to get something like this, and it's a pain in the butt to set up. We hate moving the fence. We just doubled the size of their fence so that we have to move them less often. It was worth it to buy twice as much fencing so that we don't have to move it as often because it's the worst. We hate moving these fences, but they do a really good job. And you have to have something with this small of holes or the goats, they'll just continually test everything. Doesn't even matter. They'll test it and they'll push out. So running goats through an area is more labor intensive for moving the fences and more costly because the fencing is more costly. But they will clear it out faster than the pigs will. But let me show you the difference of a cleared out area from a pig versus the goats. Driving around in my solar powered golf cart. Hey. Ah! Ooh, don't run over the grounding rod. Okay. Just make sure that there's on. Indicator light is now blinking. Okay, now lick it. Go ahead, lick it now. Okay. Oh. This is the area we just moved the goats from. You can see that there are a lot of briars and this. The line, you see that line of foliage over there? That is the stark difference of an area the goats have been in versus an area that they have not been in. Okay, now let's go see pig area. Okay, here's an area that the pigs were, that the goats were not. Look at the difference of the ground. The pigs have been moved from this area for about a month. You see the difference? It's down to the bare ground. That is just dirt. There's no leaves and sticks, and I get a little bit because some fresh stuff have fallen, but the pigs have rubbed up against all of the trees. There's mud line, there's bark that's been peeled off. This log has been smoothed out from belly pig rubs, all of the trees. So they've done a really good job of clearing it out all the way to the back. The ground is uber disturbed. They've turned everything over and they have really just decimated, overgrazed the area. You would say ruined, but this is the purpose we want. We want it to be completely bare ground so that we can plant something. Where the goats have been, we can't plant in there. The mulch is too thick. There's still so many dead leaves on the ground where the goats were. It's hard to get anything else to grow because the mulch layer is so thick. Nothing will eat these nasty, nasty briars, but the pigs will tromp them down more. They just like bulldoze through and they'll turn over logs. You see all those old logs have been turned over, so they're helping decompose the ground more. And the goats don't do that. They'll hop over their logs. That has not been disturbed. That has not been disturbed. All of these logs are just laying there undisturbed, and the ground is undisturbed. So if that is your goal, is to have the least amount of disturbance on the ground, then goats are going to be a really great option. But for me, I want the ground to be barren. I want nothing here so that I can throw down some grass seed and some clover seed or some like alfalfa or something and have something else grow in here that's going to be productive. But this is not going to grow anything, but this area will. Side note, kunekune pigs are the worst for land clearing. They will just graze nicely on some grassy spot. They don't turn over the ground. They're worthless ground workers. You heard me. Here's the area with the pigs. This is their fencing. This is all we need for the fence. And this is just electric poly wire on some posts. You stab them in the ground and you just run 2 wires of electric fence. This keeps them in. It's so easy to run. It's on a giant spool. We have 2 wires here to keep them in. There's hard fence here, so we just have the 1 wire running all the way back to where there's no fence, and then we have 2 lines in the back. So they're in a big rectangle area right here. The pigs are doing a lot better job of just decimating everything. We had some trees that were uprooted, and they've knocked all of the dirt off of the root balls. This was a big mound of dirt with some of these root balls piled there, and the pigs have knocked everything down and made a nice little flattened it out for us. So all of this was piled there. They've scooted it off and moved it around. Hey, no bitey. Yeah, you heard me. Where's Chili? There he is. He's way out there in the backwoods. Piglets at this age are called weaners. Fun fact. Okay, so the pigs have been in here for about a month and they've done a lot right here in the front. Animals are very social, so they tend to spend most of their time up closer to wherever the humans are. So right here in the front is the most trampled down, and then it gets less trampled as you get out further into the woods. We hard panel in the moms because they're very aggressive and let the piglets come out and be social, and then the mom is stuck in there so she can't hurt anybody. Getting to the age where it's getting hard for them to get back in there. So this is why pigs are better. They're just gonna wreck it completely so that you can start with, don't bite my shoe. And they're flattening out big mounds, they're knocking the dirt off, they are eating down the foliage, and they are stomping down all these briars. So they're doing a lot more ground impact. So if that's the desire, is a lot more ground impact, these whiny little pigs are the way to go. But if you don't want the ground to be impacted, then the goats are going to have minimal impact on the land. So that's my opinion. Pigs are better for clearing out forest. Also, they're more like a dog. Check this out. How would you like to have some belly rubs? You want to do some belly rubs? Do you like to have some belly rubs? Go ahead, do it, yeah, plop her down, there we go, yep, like a dog, they like some belly rubs. This guy wants some too. They like being scratched behind the ears, and they like being scratched on the belly. Here comes Chili now. Hi, buddy. The pig's digestive tract is a lot different than the goats, so they need some high calorie food. So I still feed them, but half as much. Hi, buddy. You want some scratches too? Come here. Hi, mister. Yeah, you been out there in the forest? How about you plop it down? Go ahead, plop her down. Pig her down. Pig her down. So pigs do more impact, which clears the land more thoroughly, and they're so much easier to move. Water system, you can put that on a dolly, move it around. It's pretty simple to do. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite way to clear land? Minimal impact or bulldoze it with tiny snouts?